Human beings tend to take their kidneys for granted, but when the kidneys fail, all the fun goes out of life. I'm going to talk about a few things that cause damage to the kidneys, and then I'm going to talk about some things that are very healing for the kidneys. Soda pop falls under the first heading. Soda pop is harmful to the body in countless different ways. We know it causes cancer. We know it causes diabetes and heart disease and all kinds of other problems. It needs to be avoided. One of the many ways in which soda damages our bodies is by harming the kidneys. And in my opinion, diet soda is even worse than the kind with sugar. There are some prescription medications that also damage the kidneys. If you're on medications, you probably should look up the side effects of your med and just see what it's doing to your body. Here's a short list of just a few of the medications that are harmful to the kidneys. Orlistat, Ozempic. Ozempic's a terrible drug. Proton pump inhibitors. Those are the PPIs, the acid-reducing medications. Acetaminophen, as it's called in the United States, it's called paracetamol in other places. Tylenol, that's one of the brand names of it. Very harmful to the kidneys and to the liver. Glyphosate. Glyphosate is in a lot of genetically modified foods. It's Roundup. It's a very, very harmful chemical. It's one of the reasons why we need to eat organic foods. Toxic metals. I prefer to use the term toxic metals rather than the term heavy metals because not all heavy metals are toxic and not all toxic metals are heavy. Alcohol, of course, damages the kidneys and the liver. And tap water. There's an article on my newsletter that discusses water, drinking water, and what kind of water is the best to drink. Here's a list of just a few of the things that are beneficial to the kidneys. Baking soda. Here's an article from the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology. It talks about a daily dose of baking soda affecting kidney function in a beneficial way. They don't say how much baking soda to take, but I would suggest perhaps half a teaspoonful 2 or 3 times a day in water. Baking soda is beneficial for the body in numerous ways. And I hasten to add, there's lots of research showing that taking baking soda does not cause elevations in blood pressure. Just in case someone is worried about the fact that baking soda contains sodium and they think it's going to make their blood pressure go up, it will not. And here's the good news for people who are taking proton pump inhibitors, the acid-reducing drugs. If you've experienced GERD, if you experience heartburn, just take half a teaspoonful of baking soda in a glass of water. You can take up to 1 teaspoonful, but generally speaking, half a teaspoonful is going to do it. It instantly neutralizes the acid, and you don't have the negative side effects of the proton pump inhibitors because they do have a lot of side effects. My favorite herb for the kidneys is astragalus. It's very beneficial to the kidneys. Also, morinda, which is also known as noni, very beneficial to the kidneys. If you have a kidney condition, then drinking distilled water will help to eliminate toxins and heavy metals from the kidneys. Watermelon juice. Now, I'm ordinarily not a fan of fruit juices. I tell people, eat your fruits, don't drink them. And of course, if you're a diabetic, you wouldn't want to drink watermelon juice or any other fruit juice. But if you're not a diabetic, watermelon juice can be very beneficial for the kidneys. Also, if you are a diabetic, then eating a lot of watermelon. Now, you would want to check your blood sugar during this to make sure that the watermelon, the fructose in the watermelon is not causing elevations in blood sugar. But it can be very, very helpful. If you're looking for information on just about any health subject, go on my newsletter, longlifehealthylife.substack.com. It's jam-packed with articles on a lot of different subjects. These are science-based, highly researched articles. The information I provide, in many cases, is information that you're going to have a hard time finding anywhere else.